this coming, honest to God. It is funny. It is funny, looking back at really the whole lead up to this series. And I'm going to take a little victory lap and pat myself on the back because I came on here pretty much every single day and said, I don't think the Lakers are winning a championship. The Lakers are not a championship team. And you guys yelled at me. I said at the start of the series, I picked the Lakers in 7. I thought it was a toss-up, and I thought that the Timberwolves absolutely could win this series and it'd be competitive, and you guys yelled at me, which is fine. Now they're down 3-1. Where the fuck do we even begin? First and foremost, let's play the blame game. I love you more. That was back when Kanye was not insane. Let's start here. The blame game. Everyone wants to blame somebody. Look, here's the blame. Their team's not good enough. The Lakers aren't good enough. They don't have enough guys. Jackson Hayes stinks. He's fucking terrible. He's awful. He's really bad. He's genuinely horrible, right? He's horrible. Their team's not good enough. They're going up against a deeper Minnesota team. They're going up against a more physical Minnesota team. They're going up against a more athletic Minnesota team. They're going up against a younger Minnesota team. We really overthought this in a lot of ways, I think. People have made good points. And this is funny to me because I want to hear y'all's opinion on this. People have made these points where it's like, oh, we're entering this era where like depth matters more in the NBA. And I think to myself every time I hear that, I'm like, is that a new thing? Like, hasn't it always been you want the most good players on your team? I know we had the Big 3 era. But the Big 3 era, when you really go back and you think about it, the Big 3 era, the Celtics, yeah, they had the Big 3 of Ray Allen, KG, and Paul Pierce, obviously, but they also lucked out and had Rajon Rondo turn into Rajon Rondo. Like, they were a good, deep team. The Big 3 era is usually mentioned, it's LeBron, it's the Heatles. Well, yeah, but that's fucking LeBron James. Like, that's a different thing entirely. Like, it's different. Every other team that's won since then, it's really only the LeBron teams that fit the Big 3 mold when you think about it. Right? And the Heat still had really good teams. It's the weakest link era. I've seen people say this. I saw an article about it, and that's very true. The weakest link era. You're only as good as your weakest link. But, I mean, that's kind of always been the case. I don't know. This isn't like that new of a thing, right? In the Lakers case, they've realized that we only have like 6 guys that we like. And in JJ's case, that became 5 guys. JJ spent money at 5 guys last night. The first coach in the, what was it? The ESPN Stats and Info era, which goes back to the mid-90s. The first coach to play his team 90 or his 5 guys the entire second half since 98. First coach. And I'm not going to lie, this actually kind of surprised me that it hadn't happened before in like a super desperate attempt to win a game. Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith played every second of the second half. Every single second of the second half. Unbelievable. How can you expect to win like that? That's just preposterous. How can you expect to win like that? You're telling me you couldn't have snuck in 2 minutes of rest for one of these guys? Just a quick little 60-second breather 2 different times for one of these guys? You couldn't have just sent Goodwin out there for 60 seconds in this game? You couldn't have sent Gabe Vincent or Vando out there for 60 seconds just to give some guys a little break? Luka's 26. We know his conditioning concerns. LeBron is 40 fucking years old. Like, what are we doing? What actually are we doing? And what's crazy is I was watching Inside the NBA after the Bucks game last night, and Chuck made this point, and it's a good point. It's like, this is game 4. Like, if it were game 7 or something, okay. All right. Like, if it were game 7, okay. Yeah, you had to leave it all out there. Game 4, you got to win 3 more. And you just played all of these guys 46 minutes, 24 minutes with no break. In game 4. I just don't get, when you're already at a physicality disadvantage, you're already at an athleticism disadvantage, you're going to get fucking cooked down the stretch. You're going to get cooked. You're not going to match up with the younger, more athletic, more physical team. You're not going to match up a deeper team. Just a shocking decision. I mean, really a shocking decision. But they were winning until they started playing AR and the rest for the rest of the game. I mean, they had a double-digit lead at one point in the second half. They had a 12-point lead at one point in the second half with all these guys. So now they got to play another game. They just played a full fucking second half. Unbelievable. So the blame game. I mean, their team's not good enough. I told you guys this shit, man. This team's not good enough. This team's not good enough to go on a run. They don't have the pieces. They don't have the guys. Look around. Look at the Celtics about to win a Game 1 series. They've had guys in and out the lineup. The Cavs insanely deep. The Thunder insanely deep. The Thunder are playing a 10-man rotation in the playoffs. And it just doesn't matter. The Thunder can pull off 30-point come from behind victories because they're all fresh. They're all young. They fly around the court. They can just ramp it up to another level defensively because they're young. They're athletic. So I was Jokic able to tie it 2-2 with the Clippers, but Luka can't tie it up with Minnesota. I thought he's the best player in the world, to you slightly. I have not said Luka's the best player in the world this season. I said it last season. They'd be calling JJ a genius if they won, though. No, I think I'd have the same exact stance. I would be saying, hey, series is tied. Lakers did their job, but they just had to play all of these guys the entire second half. They are in trouble. But also, and I didn't realize this was a controversial opinion, but I guess it is. To me, it's not controversial at all, and it's not even remotely debatable, in my opinion. Look, the Timberwolves deserve so much credit here. It's easy to play the blame game. What have the Lakers done wrong? The Timberwolves deserve so much credit. They've played a great series. Anthony Edwards has played a great series. And just full stop, he's been the best player in this series. That's it. There's not a lot of blame to go around. The Timberwolves are deeper, they're younger, they're more physical. And they've had the best player in this series. People got upset at me with that. People got upset at me. I had this big debate on my playback stream about it. People got mad on Twitter about it. People were killing Jason Timp for saying it. This isn't even up for debate for me. I don't even know how you could argue this whatsoever. Crazy world we got after you first 100 message. You hate Luka. Now will you shut up? Huh? Randall has been better than Ant. No, he hasn't. Anthony Edwards has been far and away the best player in this series. The only thing Ant is better at is he's healthier. He's been excellent on defense. He's guarding Luka's better than Ant, but in the series, Ant has been 100% better. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. There's not... Just saying a player's been better in a series does not mean this player's better as a player. Game 1 and 2, Luka was better. Over the course of the series, Anthony Edwards has been a much better player. Here's the series stats, okay? 30 points per game for Anthony Edwards, 45% from the field, 43% from deep, 9 attempts a game, 82% from the free throw line. 8 rebounds, just rounding up on some of these. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 turnovers. Luka, 30 points, 46% from the field, 47% from deep, 9.5 attempts a game. 93% from the free throw line, so it's nice to see that he's learned to shoot free throws. Recent bias as fuck. Okay, these are the series stats. Okay, Ant's averaging more rebounds. Ant's averaging more assists, less turnovers, and 0.8 points less. Those are the series stats. Julian with the 499 just got back from the Bahamas and I didn't see a Mavs player. Wishful thinking. That would have been funny. LeBron in this series, if you want to throw him in there. 26 points per game, 50, 40, 82, 9.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2.5 turnovers. And you got to shout out this for LeBron is that his defense has been great at times. He ramps it up. He had some plays last game down the stretch. 4.3 stocks per game for LeBron. Okay, all right. Yeah, a bad turnover by LeBron there down the stretch. A bad three-point shot, ill-advised three-point shot. So those are the series stats. That's not even factoring in Anthony Edwards defensively has been good in this series. Swiggly, 29 months. Timberwolves play better and more well-rounded. Now let's dive a little bit deeper because the game is 48 minutes long, okay? And 2 of these games have come down to the wire. Second half of games this series so far. Anthony Edwards, 17 points per game, 45% from the field, 44% from deep, 91% from the free throw line, 13 assists, only 3 turnovers, plus 38 in 83 second half minutes. Luka, 13 points, 44% from the field, 33% from deep, not bad, 100% from the free throw line, that's nice. 8 assists, 10 turnovers. So more turnovers than assists in the second half of games. Minus 28 in 85 minutes. LeBron, 9.5 points per game, 39% from the field, 33% from deep, 13 assists, 6 turnovers. Minus 29 in 82 minutes. Fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards, 7.5 points per game. In the fourth, 43% from the field, 41% from deep, 100% from the free throw line. Just completely and totally dominating the fourth quarter of these games. Completely and totally dominating the fourth quarter of these games. Taking the games over. It's been shocking to see how dominant the Timberwolves have been in the fourth quarter of these games over the Lakers because that was the thing. Like, I mean, all of the things that we said at the top, that the Timberwolves are younger, they're more athletic, they're more physical, they have more size, especially in their front court. That was all stuff we knew going into the series, and those were talking points. That's why I said the series was going to be competitive in a toss-up series. Right? The end of game stuff is why I went with the Lakers instead of the Timberwolves. Was I thought if it gets down the stretch and it's a 3-point game with 5 minutes left, who do I trust more? I trust LeBron and Luka over Anthony Edwards. LeBron in the fourth quarter, 5.3 points per game, 35% from the field, 33% from deep, 100% from the free throw line, 7 assists, 5 turnovers, minus 34 in 40 minutes. 3 steals, 5 blocks in the fourth quarter of the series. We have to throw that out there. Luka in the fourth quarter, 5 points per game, 29% from the field, 16% from deep. Has made all of his free throws. 1 assist, 3 turnovers, minus 31 in 38 minutes. And then in clutch time, if we want to go even deeper, 2 of these games have been decided in the clutch. All of these guys have played 7 minutes in 2 clutch games. 10 points for Anthony Edwards on 3 shots, 2 assists, no turnovers, plus 14. Luka, 2 points, 1 of 3 shooting, 1 assist, no turnovers, minus 14. LeBron, 0 points, 1 assist, 1 turnover, minus 14. It looks like Ant saw what he struggled with last year, playmaking, decision-making, fix it, and it looks amazing. On top of that, his 3-point shooting has just turned into this, I don't know what we're seeing, really. If this is who Anthony Edwards is from 3 moving forward, I mean, it definitely changes his trajectory as a player. Because some of these threes he's hitting are tightly contested. No, this isn't a fuck Luka arc. This is a Anthony Edwards has been a bad motherfucker arc. And that's it. The series has been incredibly close. The Timberwolves are a deeper, more well-rounded team. And Anthony Edwards has been the best player and has picked his team up in the fourth quarter of games. Ant isn't much better than Luka or LeBron. His teammates are better. Yeah, true. But I do think Ant's been the best player in the series, for sure. You forgot about Luka like they forgot about Dre? I didn't forget about Luka. I just talked about him. And on top of that, yeah, I thought game 2, Luka was really solid defensively. Like really solid and deserved a lot of praise. I think the 3 other games, I do not think he's been good defensively at all. NBA fans, when you try to praise a player without shitting on someone else. LA have no perimeter defense. Anthony Edwards killing isn't a surprise. No, and he's taking care of business, man. And I just think I've seen people do the Anthony Edwards stuff where it's like, well, yeah, but in this game, he only had this. Like, if you just watch the games, Anthony Edwards is playing so well down the stretch of these games, is really propelling his team to wins down the stretch of this game. It's been incredible to watch. It's been incredible to watch. And I mean, I tweeted this out after game 3, I think it was, that this could be the Anthony Edwards postseason. Like, we're sleeping on that very real possibility. Whatever team comes out of the series, and I'm not ready to say the series is absolutely over, by the way, but whatever team comes out of this series is probably going to get a pretty favorable second round matchup. Let's take into account how much the Lakers in 5 meme has many Laker fans delusional as well. Oh, trust me, I know. When we picked this series, you would have thought I said the Lakers were getting swept by the reaction of me saying Lakers in 7. So, do you think Luka will win a chip? When Braun retires, do you think they have 1 to 2 years of being somewhat mitigated before real contention? So I was thinking about this yesterday too. Austin Reeves, I thought played pretty well in the second half of this game, played really well in the third quarter. I saw it, Lakers fans saying, oh, if this is how the series is going to go, trade Austin Reeves. We got to get rid of Austin Reeves. I'd say be very careful. Be very, very careful. I mean, if it's involved in like a really big trade or they get someone big, that's fine. But LeBron's 40. I'm assuming if you trade Reeves, you're probably going to attach picks to whatever trade that is. What happens if LeBron says next year is it? That means you have a 1-year window. Because you'd be out of your tradable draft assets. You'd be out of your tradable draft assets, pick-wise. Your young talent really isn't moving many people. And you just traded Austin Reeves, who was your sort of, he's also pretty young. When LeBron retires, we can have Reeves, Luka, sort of 1-2 punch, ball handling wise. Just saying. And then you're going to find yourself in the same exact situation the Mavs have found themselves in at times, which was, we got to find a fucking ball handler to put next to Luka. We don't have any. Now, the advantage the Lakers have is they're the Lakers. And for some reason, some stars just fall into their lap 24/7. So, I'm just saying, be careful of trading Reeves. If it's for like another star, okay. You think Luka signs the extension? I really don't know. And they don't have a Giannis package. At least I don't think so. You think Luka stays if he has to play whole halves? I mean, I do think Luka stays. I don't want to. Reeves and Hutchmore for Giannis. Heard it here first. Hell yeah. Lake Show. Like, honestly, they're no better situation than Mavs. Just because you have Luka does not mean they're title contenders. Any year, the NBA has roughly 4 to 5 real contenders, and that's it. Yeah, no, this Lakers team was never a title contender this year at any point. At any point. Nuggets losing 7, blowing another 20-point lead, and the Kroenke pulls a Nico. I don't want to do the Luka's going to leave thing. I don't think he's going to, honestly. Yeah, I mean, who like it's way too early to say that. They're going to be aggressive in the offseason. I'm just saying be careful. If that aggressiveness means trading away Austin Reeves, I'm not sure about that. Just saying be careful what you wish for, because you do have regular seasons to play. And look, Luka hasn't been the picture of health over the last few years. You're going to miss games. You want another ball handler to take the load off of not just Luka, but what will be a 41-year-old LeBron James next year. Like, be careful. Be careful. Luka's conditioning is garbage and he has no defense. The Lakers should let him go. He won't change. Yeah, I mean, I saw Jason Timpf got shitted on for the first time because he made a similar point about the conditioning stuff. I sort of feel like this year was a lost cause with all the injuries and having to play your way back into shape. And then he was sick in game 4. It's a perfectly valid excuse. Or game 3, I guess I should say. Where was the tweet? My first impression rooting for Luka is that he pretty consistently runs out of gas at the end of games. It's no secret, but the next step for him is conditioning. It was wild watching 40-year-old LeBron go defensive demon down the stretch while Luka looked lifeless. So, I mean, it was never going to happen this year. It's why we were saying all the time post-trade. I did not think Luka was going to reach a point physically where he was at the best possible shape at any point this year. This isn't that much of a surprise. Just a season just destroyed by injuries and the trade and shit like that. Honestly, though, I don't think LeBron can help change Luka's conditioning either. Why is all sports media acting like it's finals or bust for Luka and the Lakers? I don't think finals or bust is right, but I mean, being down 3-1 in round 1 is pretty significant. Like, that's a talking point. If the Lakers lost in the conference finals to the Thunder, which I guess is still on the table, lost in the conference finals to the Thunder, I don't think too many like super logical people are making insane, are jumping to insane conclusions. But 3-1 against the Timberwolves, that's applied to being Luka. He gets all the blame and none of the credit. No, that's not true. That's not true. I do not think he leaves. No, it's not true. Luka gets no credit, really. Like, come on, guys. It's worse for the Lakers because they are higher seed this series, so you're the favorite. This series was always way closer than people were saying. Way closer. But yeah, but this has been a trend of Luka's career where the second half sort of fall off. I mean, everyone's calling him fat and shit. So, dude, I mean, I've done this all the time. This is the reality. You're a top 3 player in the world. There's expectations that come with that, and there's going to be criticisms that come with that, and unfair criticisms. That just comes with the territory. That just comes with the territory. There's no reason to get so hyper fixated on some of the insane talking points from insane talking heads. It's how I feel with LeBron stance. It's like, really, are you guys really like getting worked up again by another thing Skip Bayless said? Like, who at this point it's established what's going on here. Like, at this point it's established. At this point it's established what's going on with Stephen A. Smith. Like, we already know this. We don't need to get worked up every time someone says something that we don't agree with. LA fans telling Luka to dye his teeth white? Wait, what? What? I haven't seen that. I have to say I don't see that. I have yet to see that one. That's true. You can't judge this team without Maxi Kleber. That's a great point. Maxi Kleber is a playoff riser. We do know that. Are you coming around on the trade? No. I don't get worked up. Added a lot of slow hoops, just something I've noticed. I mean, he was first team All-NBA 5 years in a row. Like, to say that he doesn't get props, I just think I think you're just hyper fixating on the negative stuff because it's easier to do that. Like, I don't think there was anybody, especially last year at least, who would have said Luka wasn't a top 3 player in the league. Luka is at a point where he's getting a shit ton of critics before winning when they do 180 on him as a tales old as time. This happens exactly. Thank you. This happens to every star. We talked about this last night on the playback stream. This happened with Giannis. This happened with Jokic. Like, once you reach a point where you get about a 2 to 3 year window where we love you, you're incredible, you can do no wrong in our eyes, then it becomes, okay, are you going to start winning at some point? Like, because that's what we're drawn to. Are you going to start winning at some point? If not, then we're going to start shitting on you. It happened to Dirk. It's happened to everyone. If the Thunder don't win this year or go on like a deep run or whatever, it will happen to Shea. It will happen to Ant, absolutely. If it already hasn't at this point. I do think I've seen some stuff, some criticisms of him. Dirk got it really fucking bad. Dirk got it terribly bad. And yeah, I know Luka made the finals last year. And to be fair, I feel like the negative Luka stuff doesn't. I feel like it's gone down significantly versus where it was last year. Like, it was pretty bad. After the Mavs missed the play-in, it was bad. But I felt like after making the finals, I really haven't seen too many crazy things outside of like Kendrick Perkins every now and then saying some stupid shit. I haven't seen too many like, no, Luka's actually not good because like those takes were going around. There were people who were like, yeah, I have this like analytical model that says Luka's actually just like not a good player. Those were happening. That was happening. Luka has no excuse for not having conditioning when Jokic, 4 years older, 7 feet, 285 pounds, has better conditioning. Yeah, Luka's got to get his conditioning better. I mean, who are you telling? I've said this a million times. I get fucking yelled at, but it's true. His conditioning has to be better. His numbers in the second half tail off. He's been awful in the fourth quarter of these series. And yeah, I know. He just played a whole second half. He had the flu in game 3. Like, yeah, that's fine. But, and again, I got to say this, right? For me, my expectations for Luka are up here because I think he can reach up here. And there's just, that's a different territory. Right? There's different expectations. There's different things that are required out of those type of players. And maybe that's not fair. Maybe that's not fair to Luka. But that's how good. I think he could be a top 10 player of all time. Top 15 player of all time. Go look at the resumes of those guys. We're saying multiple time champion. Pretty much you have to be a multiple time champion to be in those conversations. He's got to get conditioning. He's got to get the conditioning down, right? And I think I think he has gotten much better with the refs. I mean, you'll never get to him to the point where he doesn't do it, but I think he has gotten much better with the refs over the last couple of years. There's still a few games that's frustrating, but there were times like 2 years ago where it was literally every fucking play. It was like, dude, He's gotten better. He's gotten much better at it. Do you think he'll get the MVPs with all the young guys like Wemby and Flag? Luke will absolutely get at least one MVP in his career. Absolutely. No, he'll get one. Oh, you're saying LeBron come back down 3-1? So anyways, Luka needs to get to a point where it doesn't tail off in the fourth quarter like it does at times with him. That's because you look at some of these other guys in the league, like, yeah, Jokic's motor is fucking absurd. And it's part of what makes Jokic one of the greatest players in the history of the game. His motor's unbelievable for somebody his size and with the load that he has and with the physicality of his game. That motor's insane. It's part of what makes Jokic. It's part of what made LeBron. It's funny. I saw a TikTok recently, and it was Al Horford talking about the 2018 conference finals, Celtics Cavs, when LeBron was just on another planet entirely. And he said, Game 7, the Celtics, this young Celtics team, outside of Horford, who wasn't even that old at the time, really, but the young Celtics team was just gassed. Like a fourth quarter stoppage, they were absolutely gassed walking back to the bench, and LeBron was just standing at the scorer's table, barely fazed, and how it felt scary as shit. Like, Luka has to reach that point somehow. Horford's been 40 years old for the past 10 years. Yeah, he really has. Slovenia has no other choice but him. At least if Jokic takes summers off, they have Bogdanovic. Yeah, I mean, good luck ever telling Luka that maybe a summer off from Slovenia is a good idea. It ain't going to happen. I mean, especially not this year with Eurobasket. And I'm not saying, like, LeBron's one of one. I'm not saying Luka needs to be like LeBron. React to Perkins' video. What is Perkins saying, man? I don't care at all. What is Kendrick Perkins saying? The issue between Luka and Jokic is center, so he just stand in the post doing nothing. Kendrick Perkins says he sees Nico Harrison's vision. Anthony Edwards is going to win a championship before Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards is built different. Ant is a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic.
When it comes down to
this is such a waste of time.
Reason why he traded Luka because he felt.
So this is what I was going back to later. Don't get worked up about shit that Kendrick Perkins is saying. He's an ESPN talking head. He's planted his flag. Luka's going to be the talk of the town for years to come. He's on the Lakers now. Like, let's plant our flag. I'm going to be a hater of him. This is going to be my shtick and my gimmick for the next 6, 7, 8 years. Similar to Stephen A. Smith hating LeBron, Skip Bayless hating LeBron, Shannon Sharp, who are we allowed to talk about anymore? Shannon Sharp becoming a LeBron Glazer, like that's you plant your flag. That's your shtick.
You can't. The Dallas Mavericks were not going to be able to win a championship with Luka. We all know this. I didn't feel that way watching the game looking at Anthony Edwards. I'm saying to myself, Anthony Edwards is going to win a championship before Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards is built different. Anthony Edwards is a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic. Now, I could come on here like I did earlier in the segment. I could blame J.J. Redick, rightfully so, for the minutes that he played LeBron James at 40 years old. But like I said, Luka is young. He should have been able to play those 24 minutes straight. Anthony Edwards did, and Anthony Edwards thrived in those minutes. And so when I look at what he's done and what he's doing, not only did he send KD home last year, he sent Jokic home last year. He's now about to send LeBron and Luka home this season because they're going to win this series. And think about this for a second. In the next round, he could possibly be facing Steph Curry. And guess what? What if he send them home, which he absolutely has a chance to send Steph Curry packing? This man is just built different. And it's not just about the 40-plus points and the assists and the
defends.
rebounds. He defends his ass off. He wanted smoke with LeBron. He wanted smoke with Luka.
Look, I agree with him about Anthony Edwards. I don't think he's a better all-around player than Luka. But this is like, why can't we be like, Anthony Edwards is having an unbelievable series. He's been incredible this postseason. He's been great. Why do you have to say he's actually better than Luka? Like, this all could have been correct about he's better than Luka, straight up.
That's what I like. He wanted smoke with Austin Reeves. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards and I'm saying to myself,
look at the conversations that they have put Austin Reeves in. This is another part of the reason why I was like, I don't think the Lakers are that big of contenders. Like, the Austin Reeves stuff was getting out of fucking control. He wants smoke with Austin Reeves. Dude, Ant's like 20 times better than Austin Reeves. He should want smoke with Austin Reeves. Like, Ant's 50 times better than him. You said the same thing on this stream, my guy. When did I say Ant is better than Luka at basketball? When did I say that?
he is a top 5 player in the game today. Today. If I'm starting the franchise, yes, we know we have Jokic, we have Giannis, we have those guys, but damn it, you better not overlook Anthony Edwards.
You're saying it every time you talk about the Lakers? I have never once said that. I've said Ant's been the best player in this series. I think that's part of the problem when you guys get so worked up about anti-Luka things is you hear things that don't exist. Yeah, Perkins straight up saying it. Sadly, Ant has been the best player in the series. This is Ant. You went through the stats and showed Ant was better in the second half. Again, Perkins is saying Anthony Edwards is a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic. I'm saying Anthony Edwards is having the best series out of any player in this series. How do you get to that conclusion that I said what you think I said? That I said this? Like, that's what I don't. This is what frustrates me sometimes. You can't say that and still dick ride Luka, my man. Okay, first and foremost, I don't dick ride Luka. Like, let's just start there. I've gotten in trouble many a times because I don't do it. And being a better player in the series is just a fact. That doesn't mean he's a better player overall. I know. Seriously, nobody. Actually, I don't know. Maybe after the series, it would be a little bit different. But the overwhelming majority of people, if you were to do a poll right now, which player are you taking, Luka or Ant, on your team moving forward? Almost everyone would pick Luka. If you factor in defense, how is Ant not a better overall player than Luka? I'm taking Ant. Well, Luka's just more consistent offensively. He's a much better playmaker than Anthony Edwards is. He's just a better scorer, more versatile scorer. He's bigger. We're in a world where you're a Glazer or a hater. It seems you didn't get the memo. No, trust me, I've gotten the memo for a long time on this subject, unfortunately for me. I have fought this battle many a times. Perk said everything you said and then said Luka is a better all-around player. And that one sentence you're mad about, but is Luka or Ant better at defense? I don't know what point you're trying to make. Anthony Edwards is a better defensive player than Luka Doncic, okay? You cannot, I'm not here to argue that. That's just a waste of my time. What point are you trying to make? Yes, Perkins, I literally said, Perkins is saying all the stuff I said, that Ant's been incredible this playoffs. What's there to say that's wrong about that? Sarah with the $4.99. Fans so reactionary. Every bad game is the end of a career. If one player is great, the other must be a fraud. Can we just enjoy the breadth of talent? Ant is playing better than Luka right now. Person one, stop dick riding Luka. Person two, excuse me, did you just say Ant is better overall? Yeah, I mean, that's really what's happening. That's really what's going on. I do love Ant. You guys know that. I think Ant is incredibly fun to watch. I love how much fuck you he has in his game. It's incredible. It's part of why I love Luka so much too. Love it. Am I the one in here who doesn't think Luka's the atrocious defender everyone makes him out to be? No, Luka, when Luka's locked in, is a fine defensive player. When Luka's locked in, he's a fine defensive player. So I love you, my guy. It's funny how you are mad at Perk when you agree. I'm not mad at Perk. I didn't even want to listen to this. And I don't agree. Like, I think this is the disconnect between you and I. I don't agree that Ant is a better all-around basketball player. I have never once said that, and I don't even remotely come close to thinking it. I do think that Ant has had a better series so far. Look, as a seasoned Luka dick writer, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. This is Luka's Dark Night of the Soul. The Mavs are tailor-made for Luka. The Lakers currently are not. Yeah, no, that's true. I'm gonna be honest with you. Luka's had a few Dark Night of the Souls. We've thought that there was going to be, this is the moment for Luka. We've had several of those. Paul with the 5. Sometimes it amazes me how often Slightly Biased agrees with Perkins. Yeah, me and Perk are in lockstep. Me and Perk we share similar thoughts. Anyways, by the way, let's go back to this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not counting the Lakers out. It's scary because they're not as well-rounded of a team. The Timberwolves smell blood in the water. And this will be really interesting to see. I'm so interested to see what Game 5 looks like. Because I could see a scenario where the Timberwolves say, dude, fuck this team. Like, the Timberwolves have this in them and has this in them. Where the Timberwolves say, fuck this team. Let's go on the road, Staples Center, Crypto Center, and let's punch them in the mouth. Game 5 early. Like, let's do to them what Luka and the Mavs did to us last year in Game 5 at home. Let's go in there and just punch them in the mouth. They just played a whole second half and lost. I promise you we can demoralize them quickly. I think that could happen. I also think that the Timberwolves could come out, be a little, be a little over assertive. And the Lakers could take advantage of that with their experience. But obviously, yeah, we're changing this to Minnesota. I'll go 6. 65%. I'm still not ready to count them out. Four days between games is a long break. Y'all reading into this minutes played too much? Well, not really, because they were clearly and totally gassed by the end of it. 2 days off. Not 4 days. And they got 2 days off. That's not that crazy. Lakers whistle's going to, in Game 5, going to be crazy. Well, there's Lakers fans who think the series has been rigged against them, which is just hilarious. Hilarious thought process.